When you say this is hard, what do you actually mean? Because we use this phrase so often that it has so many different meanings and applies to so many different areas of our lives. And when we don't specify the type of hard that we're experiencing, we can't get a solution that solves the challenge permanently. When we generalize by saying something is hard, we create, if we create it at all, a general solution. Vague general problems create vague general solutions. Specificity gives you something to work with. The brain will not do this on default, my friend. Your brain on default will simplify and put things into categories very quickly. This is the efficient part of the brain. It does this on purpose. It's a survival mechanism. It doesn't want to complicate things. It wants to make sense of things, put things in categories. So, your brain's very quickly saying, gosh, like that was hard, and moving on. But there are 7 different types of hard that I see come up again and again in motherhood. And if you don't know these types of hard, you won't be able to solve the hard that's in front of you, because if you do try to solve it at all, it's not going to work, because you'll come up with either a vague general solution or the wrong solution because it's a different type of hard. So for example, if you're experiencing hard with the logistics of the day, that's a very different experience than when you are having an identity hard, where you're questioning your role at home and whether you want to continue staying home or losing yourself in motherhood, or vice versa with being a working mom. Those are completely different types of hard. But when you carry this heaviness and this low-grade friction and you lump it all together as being hard, your brain is simplifying so that you can just quickly identify it and move on. But the problem with that is it won't offer you a solution. You won't be able to solve for it. So in today's Mom on Purpose podcast episode, I am identifying 7 different types of hard, walking you through how each one presents and the solutions for each one. It is one of my favorite new philosophies that I have. I'm so excited to bring it to you in this podcast. This is a premium podcast episode that you can get inside the Mom on Purpose membership. Go on over to momonpurpose.com/coaching. As soon as you sign up, you get a link to the private podcast, and that private podcast feed is where you can access this podcast along with all of the other podcasts and the coaching calls and content. You can use it as much or as little as you want. But if you want this episode and every single Wednesday's podcast episode, join over at momonpurpose.com/coaching to get it. This is one you're not going to want to miss. I will see you inside.